Hey everyone, Pushinguproses here, and happy holidays! I've been waiting all year to bust out my John Denver and the Muppets Christmas album because while I may look like this, my heart is this. I unabashedly love the holidays, always have. Probably because when I was young, I very much disliked school, and Christmas break always gave me a much needed respite from the ridicule bestowed upon me by my peers. I also love Christmas movies, and even though nothing can top A Muppet Christmas Carol, I'm always looking for something. These days, in my old age, I'm mostly drawn to lighthearted junk. I spend my days making emotionally profound art, which makes my brain deflate, and the only thing that can inflate it are cheesy holiday rom-coms. You may be thinking, gosh Roses, you probably love the Hallmark Channel, and you would be right. However, because these subpar rom-coms have gotten popular, especially with my fellow YouTubers and content creators, it seems like other streaming platforms have jumped on the Christmas movie bandwagon. What I'm trying to say is, Netflix is the new Hallmark. And when I started getting ads for a movie called Hot Frosty, I knew I had to watch it and report back. Hot Frosty. Hot Frosty. I'm aware it sounds like a sex term you can look up on Urban Dictionary, and I feel like that had to be a strategic choice by the filmmakers, and trust me, it suits the film because there is way more sexual innuendo in here than you would think, especially for a Frosty the Snowman parody. Are you a thirsty, middle-aged woman who knows what she wants? This movie is for you. Move over, male gaze, it's my turn to ogle. I'll give a thorough review, but if you want the too long didn't read version, this movie is exactly what the title describes. It's about a very chiseled snowman who comes to life after a woman puts a magical scarf on him. He then shows her the meaning of love, kindness, and home repair. Before we really dive in, I'd like to preface this by saying I did enjoy this movie, but it seemed oddly derivative. It felt like I've seen it before, and then I realized Hot Frosty is a combination of Elf, Edward Scissorhands, and The Night Before Christmas, which is another Netflix rom-com I talked about on this channel. It's a mix of so many familiar things, just with a different cast and set design. The movie stars Lacey Chabert of Fetch fame.
That is so fetch. Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen.
Dustin Milligan, who played Ted Mullins on Schitt's Creek, Craig Robinson and Joe Latrulio, who were both on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, with a guest appearance from Lauren Holly?
All right, you ready for me? I'm ready. Here I go. Okay.
This is a stacked cast, no doubt about it, but let's see if they could carry this movie and its weird as fuck title. Why is the title the same colors as the Law & Order title? Like I said before, this is definitely a more grown Frosty the Snowman.
But those fairy tales have never been told like this.
Sexily. Welcome to the little town of Hope Springs. Wow, that's a nice sign. Really quality. Oh wow, that's a nice sign too. All the businesses have such cute signs. You know the kind of rom-com small town, everyone knows everyone, and everyone is nice to a sickening degree that melts my cold Chicago heart. Our main character is Kathy Barrett, who is very down on her luck. Her heat doesn't work, her roof is leaking, her stairs are broken, and she's been having a hard time taking care of herself since her husband passed away, which is very sad, but also, who took this photo? Horrible composition, so much negative space. She also has the shortest bedroom ceiling I've ever seen. I can't tell if this is just a weird angle or a house for ants. It's the holidays, so everything is decked out for Christmas. It's snowing, and there's a snow sculpting competition going on. Kathy owns and runs a diner in Hope Springs called Kathy's Cafe. Cafe is spelled with a K because she's unique. Kathy is portrayed as a lovely, kind person. You can tell because this kid asks for pancakes, and even though they're usually reserved for Sundays, she makes an exception. She compliments everyone doing their snow sculptures and brings food to the vintage shop across the street. She is the character who cares for everyone else, except for herself.
Aww. And one turkey sandwich, a disgusting amount of mayo.
Turkey.
That's not how you say thank you. She just made you a homemade sandwich and your response is turkey. The shop owner senses Kathy's loneliness and tries to encourage her to get out there and find someone. She tells her a story about how she once went out into the cold to the local pub and,
lo and behold, met the man of my dreams that very night.
He was a snow person. She gives Kathy a scarf that reminds her of the night she met her husband, feeling that it will lift her spirits. Because she doesn't believe she deserves the scarf or anything good, she decides to put it around this weird hunky snow sculpture since it's the only one without clothes. Just like the hat acts as Frosty the Snowman's life-giving item, the scarf is this dude's, bringing him to life through the magic of artisan hand-knit clothing. Wow, that is a very precisely placed length of scarf, isn't it? Imagine if she had put the scarf on any of these other snow people. Kill me, I'm an abomination. Snow Dude, though naked, is very friendly.
Hi there. Oh!
What was that?
What do you mean, what was that? It was a person. What else could it be? Not knowing what to do, he breaks into the vintage store and steals some clothes and shoes. Kathy finds him in the spot she left him in, as the Snowman, the next morning, and he is enamored with life.
It's amazing.
Can you imagine being the sculptor of the Snowman? One day you are working on your David-esque statue, shaping and forming every curve and every muscle. Then the next day he's just gone. He explains to Kathy that he feels great because he was once snow and now he is not snow. Thinking he may be delusional, she invites him into the diner for some food. Much like in the Rankin Bass version of Frosty the Snowman, this character is very bumbling, naive, but well-intentioned. It might seem weird to accept this character as there's no explanation as to why he knows some things and not others. I suppose if you can accept those traits in the Frosty cartoon, you can accept it here if you really suspend your disbelief and just go with it. The local sheriff, Nathaniel Hunter, and his deputy, Ed Schatz, go to look into the break-in at the vintage shop, and it's clear the villain is gonna be this guy. He's very melodramatic and cares more about his reputation and status than the people of his own town. So he's basically the Professor Hinkle in this iteration. These two also serve as comedic characters.
Bring this man to justice.
Kathy notices the patch on Snow Dude's jacket and asks if his name is Jack, and he says sure. He tries to explain that he remembers Kathy from the night before, when she put a scarf on him, then shined a bright light at his face. I don't really see a resemblance. Can you maybe take your shirt off? Appropriately, Kathy gets upset and thinks she's being pranked, but after feeling how cold his forehead is, she thinks he probably has hypothermia and takes him to the doctor.
This is Jack. I met him this morning.
He's a snow person. The doctor takes his temperature, which reads below 30. As a reminder, this is a medical doctor who presumably went to school for many years before opening her own practice, and she decides, yep, he might be a snowman.
The scientist in me knows they shouldn't exist. But wouldn't the world be a little bit better if they did?
Listen, it is very clear that the writers were just like, look, we really just need everyone to accept this so we can move on. The doctor tells Jack he can stay with her, but he wants to stay with Kathy because he trusts her. This guy is the exact definition of a golden retriever boyfriend. It's surprisingly adorable.
Thank you. I love you.
You do not.
I do. I love you.
No, you don't.
This movie has very strong, similar vibes to The Night Before Christmas, which I mentioned earlier, and you can really tell at this point in the movie. We have a character from another world, let's say, who is somehow brought into a modern world, and he has no idea what anything does or how things work. But he's able to learn just about everything from watching TV. At some points, it really did feel like the same movie. Jack goes from not knowing what a remote is to being able to make homemade pizza in about, I don't know, 7 hours? I do like the learning montage here. I kind of chuckled when I saw him just eating ice out of a bowl. Jack takes a little tour around the house, and after finding what looks to be an AI-generated photo of Kathy and her late husband, he also finds the latter's medical documents. Look, you do have cancer, but we typed it in a goofy font for a laugh. Nice lamp. Anyway, Kathy gets home and asks Jack if he stole the clothes from the store and if he ran past the old couple from earlier without pants on, which he willingly confesses to. She suggests that he just lay low for now since the sheriff is looking for him.
Lay low.
No.
So he doesn't understand that phrase, but he can make a mean eggnog.
No, your nog is... It's a fantastic nog.
I bet. So basically, if he's given instructions, he can do anything. Everything is going well until Jack brings up some hard news.
What's cancer?
Oh god. Now, a more well-rounded movie would maybe have Kathy feel resistant to talk about her very painful loss with a complete stranger who may or may not have a brain made out of ice cubes. But she just tells him right away that, yeah, it was her husband that died of cancer.
Hopefully this pizza doesn't fall apart, because I worked really hard on it.
Once again, the writers were like, look, this is a very sad thing, but we gotta keep the story moving. The creators are nothing if not concise. Having nothing to do but watch TV, Jack learns home repair and goes to work on Kathy's house. The next scene is wild. One of the townsfolk sees Jack working outside and gets so horny, she nearly crashes her car. While she's ogling him like a piece of meat, he tries to help her get out of the snow.
You want me to get behind you and push? Huh? Yeah. Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, it's working. Okay, great.
Oh, Oh my goodness. After he helps, she asks him to come over and help with her electricity. He agrees and we meet the other horny friends. Do you remember that scene from Edward Scissorhands where he's discovered to be extremely talented and all of the women want haircuts and garden work from him because they're attracted to his unique nature? That's what this is reminding me of. Is it just me, or is that light really low hanging? Afterwards, the ladies drop him off at the diner, and in some very bad timing, Nate and Ed come in. In what I thought was a very funny scene, Nathaniel asks Jack why his beverage doesn't have ice in it.
Because I like to eat the ice, Sheriff.
And then they just take turns eating ice, trying to outdo each other, I guess? Before anything insane happens, Kathy manages to get Jack away from the sheriff.
He seemed nice.
She's now mad that he is not laying low and gets even more agitated after he says he took a job at the middle school to help with maintenance, and this causes their first fight. Aww. She warms up after she sees her house repaired and decorated, though he is being very emo right now.
Fix the roof. Why?
Needed fixing.
I walk a lonely road.
She asks how he knew how to do all the home repairs.
It's just doing what I saw on TV.
I also watched The Wire. I gotta get some drugs down to that middle school. So she lets him do the job at the school, which schools don't just let any random person work for them, right? This guy has no identity and they didn't do a background check. How did he get this job? So Jack does his temporary job and spends quality time with Kathy, who is now feeling affectionate towards him. Girl, he's made of ice. Get it together. Kathy is still concerned that he's doing too much, and now everyone knows and loves him.
I mean, the whole town loves you.
Hometown loves me. No, but they haven't known me that long, and you said it takes a really long time to fall in love, so...
The whole town wants to fuck you, is what I meant to say.
Yeah. Oh, it's working.
We learn that Kathy is against using the word love because she doesn't know how to love herself after the death of her husband. It's a terse but sweet scene that was very much needed because so far it's been mostly saccharine and goofy. After using Kathy's computer to order a new glass pane for the window shop, he goes to help install it. Despite being told to lay low, he admits to breaking the glass and stealing the boots. The owners, Mel and Theo, appreciate his candor and sweet nature and decide not to press charges or call the cops.
Nobody can be mad at Christmas.
It's the law. So much like the writers of this movie, I also need to move this review along, so let's go over some highlights. Jack continues to win the hearts of everyone in town. He overhears a boy asking out a girl to the school dance, which inspires him to ask Kathy to go. Ed teaches him how to dance for the occasion, and they bond. It's adorable. The snow sculpting competition is still in progress, and Nate is still intent on pinning the crimes on Jack despite no one really caring. Jack asks Kathy to be his date for the dance, which he is chaperoning at, and she's still a little unsure.
Kathy, I have been trying to lay low, like you wanted, this whole time.
What? No, you haven't!
Ma'am! Ma'am!
I did it. I broke your window.
I got a job doing maintenance at the middle school.
Matthew, Katie, Matthew. Okay, you guys work on that together, all right? And I stole your clothes, and
Anything else I can do for you ladies?
Yeah. Oh, it's working.
and I was naked.
Regardless, she accepts.
It's a date.
We then randomly get a Pretty Woman-inspired shopping montage. He gives her a necklace to commemorate their time together, seemingly knowing it will be limited.
It's a snowflake because I am a snowman.
Doing great, Jack. Dance time. Things are getting hot and frosty. Kathy even starts flirting with Jack while they take it slow on the dance floor. She tells him he can hold her even closer.
I don't want to melt. You're giving off a lot of heat right now.
Oh, am I? I don't want to put you in danger.
I guess this is flirting, but it's also weird? The danger of him melting is a real thing, and she's all like, oh, I see. Well, I wouldn't want to kill you. So Jack is basically the embodiment of the phrase, here for a good time, not a long time. They almost kiss, but Jack is like, no, I don't have much time left, as I am a snowman. I don't know why he's suddenly very mature and very in tune with his emotions. What is he even watching on TV, Queer Eye? It's Christmas Eve and everyone is having a good time. Jack is making eggnog for everyone at the diner.
It's a fantastic nog.
But Nate is still trying to find his suspect. He then realizes there's a camera on the ATM across the street from Mel and Theo's. With photo evidence, which all the women are more than happy to see, he arrests Jack at the diner and puts him in the slammer, very reminiscent of Dr. Hinkle locking Frosty the Snowman in the greenhouse in the cartoon special.
He's a snowman.
Ooh, I'm not sure I would say that out loud. The doctor explains that the snow sculpture that was outside turned into Jack via magic, and the townsfolk are like, yeah, checks out.
You just buy that he's a snowman? It's Christmas.
Okay, but that's not an answer.
A man that sweet's just gotta be magic, don't you think?
Yeah, normally men are douche nozzles, so this has to be magic. I was legitimately getting sad seeing Jack melt in the jailhouse. Man, I'm so glad it's reminding me of the trauma of seeing Frosty melt into a damn puddle as a kid. Frosty, no, he's a puddle. Because Jack is in fact a snowman,
I am a snowman.
he doesn't have any fingerprints, and now Nate thinks he's a dangerous spy who burned them off. He sets bail at $2,000. Why is this jail cell painted lime green? Kathy checks her business funds to see if she has enough money, but she doesn't. She tries to give him what she has, but then Nate sees something. Ooh, what could it be? Okay, I seriously thought that the other snowmen had come to life and they were about to storm the police station. I was kind of disappointed when it turned out to be the other townsfolk. They make the effort to get all the bail money.
Here, take this.
$19,000. Yeah, we overshot it. Despite making bail, the town is too late. Jack has died. I was a little confused that he's still in corporeal form. I don't know if I was just expecting a giant puddle or something, but this seems wrong to me. He doesn't look dead, just partially defrosted.
Come on, you're a doctor. Do something.
Do what? You can't defibrillate a snowman.
Okay, but like, try? I'm shocked the doctor doesn't even want to make an attempt. You can rebuild him, you have the technology. It's snow. Speaking of snow, we get a little Snow White inspired scene as Kathy kisses him goodbye and takes his scarf.
Kathy?
Give me my scarf back. That's right, the power of love's first kiss has not only brought him back to life, but has made him a real man. As opposed to a real man, if you know what I'm saying. Everyone is happy, especially Kathy, and the movie ends with a song by Coldplay. Coldplay. How clever. Wait, who won the snow sculpting competition? Isn't that what started this entire thing? I hate to say it, but I thought this was a pretty fun, decent film. I would say its biggest flaw is that it is like so many other films I've already seen, especially within the holiday rom-com category. It has similarities to Christmas Mail, if you're familiar with that one, and aforementioned Night Before Christmas, but I will say the comedy and acting were much better in this film, and surprisingly, it does follow the Frosty the Snowman story. So that's something. Absolutely nothing is explained. People readily accept magic in this world, and the characters are sometimes a little over the top.
Oh, if the girls could see me now.
But I liked watching this, and it seems like a lot of other people did too. It currently has a pretty high score on Rotten Tomatoes. Basically, take a Hallmark movie script with a batshit plot and cast really good actors for it, and then you have Hot Frosty. So if you like very cute, goofy, whimsical holiday movies, this one is for you. Just know that it doesn't do anything terribly unique, and the artist who sculpted Jack never gets closure. If there's a holiday movie you are dying to see me cover, please leave your suggestions in the comments. The cheesier they are, the better. Until next time, happy holidays. Hey everyone, thanks again for watching my video on Hot Frosty. I have many more reviews on this channel, but before I recommend those, I want to give a shout out to my patrons, for if not for them, I wouldn't be able to keep reviewing weird movies, and nobody wants that. If you want to support me and the channel, or if you just want more holiday reviews, please consider donating to my campaign. If not, likes and shares also boost my ego. If you want to see more from me, I have a few suggestions on the screen. On the right is last year's holiday movie, and on the left is the holiday movie I did 2 years ago. This is just a holiday extravaganza at this point. I hope you enjoyed those two videos, and as always, thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.